Wait, is my mic on?
Guys, are we really doing this?
Fuck it. Let's just start. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sipping Through Life. It's your girl Deani, and I am here with Gabby, and Megan is back from her little, let's call it kind of like a staycation. You stayed in the state.
Yeah. I stayed in the state. I went on a hiking trip, and it was really fun. I missed you guys, though.
We missed you.
Weird.
We missed you.
That we took a week off.
I know.
It didn't feel right.
It was different.
It was
just off.
Yeah, I mean... I feel like I should apologize to the listeners because we were actually supposed to have an episode for you guys last week, but then I just wasn't feeling too hot.
And I was like, just life last week for all of us.
Yeah. It was not it. I just felt like so nauseous and sick, and it turned out to be, guys, my period. Like the week before, or like the girl shit episode, when Megan was talking, she was like, oh yeah, like some weeks I get so nauseous, I get so sick, and I was like, can't relate, like that doesn't really happen to me. And then last week when we were supposed to record, I was like, y'all, COVID got a real one. They got me, I'm out.
I'm not gonna lie, it was like 8 a.m. or I don't know, whenever you sent the text, and I was like, this is serious. Deani doesn't want to record. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and if it was like me or Gabby, I'd be like, okay, I get it. Like, we're being lazy. We need to like suck it up.
That's so us,
but Deani, canceling? I was like, I literally texted no and I said, mark the calendars. This is unprecedented territory we are in. She has canceled.
Yeah. No, it was a big deal.
Well, that's what was so funny, because Ryland, whenever I told him we weren't recording, he's like, what? Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, Deani's not feeling well. And he's like, Deani doesn't want to record? Like, literally same thing. It just threw us all off.
I mean, it sucks for you and me, Gabby, because we look like the slackers. When we do a lot for this podcast, too.
No, you guys do.
Deani, you were the glue that holds it together. Like, you push us forward. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's how we know we're doing a good job, is when Deani tells us.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. It doesn't come always, but when it does. When I get a text from Deani, great episode, Megan. Yeah. I loved this one. I'm like...
When I'm like, the editing, chef's kiss.
I know.
The audio, pristine.
Like, do I screenshot it? Yeah. Do I read it when I don't get one some weeks? Sure, maybe.
She puts it in her favorites.
I read it before I go to bed. Deani's proud of me. Thank you.
No, yeah. When I walked out of the room we were supposed to record last Thursday. Mm-hmm. I walked out of the office where I've been working, and I had told my mom on Wednesday that we were recording on Thursday. And so I walked out of the room, and she's like, Deani, don't you have to go record? And I went into my room and was just laying in bed, wrapped in a blanket. Mm-hmm. And she was like, don't you have to go record? And I'm like, no, I canceled. And she's like, you canceled? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, so is there going to be an episode next week? And I'm like, well, we rescheduled, but I don't know if there's going to be an episode if I don't feel any better. And she's like, okay. And then I was walking around my house with a face mask on, and Brianna's like, you're so dramatic, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day I was taking my temperature. I was checking to see if I had a fever. I just really felt like shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You were scared. You got the panics.
I was scared.
Yeah. And that's fine. I get it.
Understandable.
I mean, it's just every single thing is a symptom now.
I know. And it's scary when you're like, do I have COVID?
Yeah. And then I was just thinking we meet every week to record, so they're COVID could dormant in your system for a couple of days, and I would feel like the worst human being if I exposed you guys or exposed anyone in my family. I would just feel like shit. So I just wanted to be on the safe side and cancel.
Yeah.
And cancel. And you know what? I appreciate that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because I just got to pack for my trip. Yeah. And it was a relaxing Thursday.
Yeah.
Not that podcasting isn't relaxing, but
I mean, there's a lot that goes into it.
There's so much. We spend hours.
Oh,
yeah.
Hours.
So, tell us, what did you do on the hiking trip? Where did you guys go?
So, we went to Natural Bridge, which is in Lexington, Virginia. Mm-hmm. It was a really fun trip. We went with some friends, and we went hiking. It was a really easy trail. It was all flat, but it was really fun. Yeah. And then we went into a cavern. I'd never been into a cavern before. We went am I saying that right?
Yeah,
a cavern. Like Luray Cavern?
Yeah, okay, cool, okay. I always want to say canyon, and I know that's not it.
That's is outside.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So we went into a cavern, and I've never been in one before. We went 300 feet below, and they turned off the lights inside.
Okay, yeah, you see, I have been to where Megan's talking about, and you go all the way down there, and then they're like, ooh, so the people that discovered this cavern, this is what it looked like.
Yeah.
And then they turn off the lights.
And
there's like one light that like either someone has or whatever the people who
he
found
like lights it up eventually.
Just to show you like this is all they saw. And it's crazy because you're in a massive room underneath the ground.
And this is built out. Before it wasn't built out. Like, so you were like squirming your body between rocks. And I was just thinking like, I would never cut it back in the day.
Same.
My ass would not fit in a cavern.
Oh, I wouldn't.
The small spaces.
Are you kidding? If someone told me to get in a dark hole, I'd look at him and be like, are you fucking kidding me?
No. Attack.
Yeah.
But the trip was really fun. We like went up and down the Blue Ridge Mountains for people that don't know, for Virginia. And we like went off-roading and like basically like we were going down the mountain but not on like an actual like paved road.
Did you take your car?
No, we took Noah's Jeep.
Oh, okay.
And so like literally, I'm not even joking, we went down this mountain and I looked at the window, that was a mistake, and I couldn't see the bottom. I just saw like a drop and there was no guardrails. I literally turned to Noah and I was like, someone in this motherfucking car better have a Xanax because I'm about to pass out. Noah decided to do a U-turn. A motherfucking turn on this mountain.
How?
I don't know. We were teetering off the edge. I literally was like, so we had our friends Darian, Freddie, shout out. And when I say, I was like, let me out of this fucking car, no, you're going to murder me by accident. Like, I was so scared.
Oh no.
I was so scared. We did 2 U-turns.
No.
But we made it and we ended up going to like this beautiful, like, local, like, I don't know what you want to call it, like a swim hole with like a waterfall. So it was really fun.
I don't know why I want to say water hole, but I know that's not right.
No, I think a water hole is pretty right. Because it's just like a hole in the ground with water. With rocks.
That could also be like...
a pond.
A pond.
I guess that's true.
You know what we did, which was like crazy? We went on a safari where you like get in your car and the animals come up to your window.
I literally just watched a TikTok about the same exact place that you went to.
I want to go.
I need to go.
A llama, deers come up. Okay, I had a bucket. Like, you have a bucket to give animals food. And this elk came up, stuck his head in the car with me, and took the bucket. Took the bucket. He was that strong. He pulled it out of my hand. I was like, okay, we're done. Like, we need to share. Like, we need to share with the llamas. Like, chill out.
Understanding you're talking
and
like a
he
kid.
grabbed it. He just took it. He was strong. It was really fun. But, like, I will say, like, my boundaries were really pushed because it was crazy. It was fun, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, I do want to take the girls. I was just telling Ryland about it today. So we should definitely plan something that, even if it's a girls trip, like you, me, the girls, you know, obviously Megan, or all 3 of us, not just you and me. But, sorry.
It's so hard to be the third wheel.
It's all 3 of us.
So hard. I've already been, like, I don't need to go.
Okay,
I don't need
fine,
to go.
Deanna, we can go together.
Yeah, no, I'm down.
Anyways, I had a lovely trip. Thank you so much. Did you miss me?
I missed you.
Thank you. And to the listeners, I will be gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was about to say, she leaves again.
Yeah, I'm going to the beach.
Well, we're gonna figure that out, though.
Yeah, I might, like, zoom in at the beach. So, like,
Yeah.
maybe you guys can hear, like, the waves in the background, like, crashing.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool, I think.
Well, Gabby, how was your week off?
It was good. I've been just kind of hanging out with the girls. Last week, we were trying to go out for walks as much as we can, but that was just, it was too hot. I couldn't do it too many days. So we've just been home. I've been catching up on different shows. I just started watching Mystery Unsolved, or Unsolved Mysteries, something like that on Netflix.
Unsolved Mysteries.
Love it. So.
Guys, guess what came out today?
Okay.
Taylor Swift's Taylor Swift's new album just came out today, Folklore. It's incredible.
Is it good?
Yeah, and I do not like her previous albums. Like, I really stopped listening after Red. Red spoke to me on, like, such a different level.
Yeah.
And then, like, all the other ones, I was like, nah.
You didn't like Speak Now?
Speak Now came before Red.
Red.
Oh, yeah.
So it was, like, 1989. I was like, okay, this is okay. I liked her previous one. What was it, Lover? Or
Lover?
That was really
yeah.
nice. I really actually liked that one. But Folklore, I've listened to it all day, and
Really?
I'm obsessed. Like, every song on that album hits. I'm like, she's just like talking about things that actually matter. She's like speaking on things that I'm like, okay, good for you, Taylor. Like, finally, like, she's just like not the little girl anymore, and she's also not being petty. Like, it's phenomenal. Like, my mom
I'm excited
has listened to it
to
all
listen to
day.
this.
She was like, I'm bawling. Like, this song is so emotional.
Oh.
I just like cannot explain to you how much I love this album.
Yeah.
And it's been like less than 24 hours. And I'm just thinking about it right now.
I need to check it out because I was wondering if it, like, is old school Taylor vibes.
Yes.
Like when we were in high school,
Yes.
like obsessed with her, because
Yes.
like that's the Taylor that I
It
miss.
is Taylor moody.
I don't really like Taylor pop star.
I was about to say,
No,
like,
and you know, the album is alternative. It's not counted as pop or
Okay.
country. It's alternative. And it's like,
I like
she
alternative.
got real with her vocals. She took it back to just piano playing, like instrumental.
God.
It's slow songs. It's sad
Yes.
songs. It's moving songs. It's inspirational songs. Like,
I love it.
I was like literally at work, like being like on the verge of like, this is a masterpiece. And like, you know, that's like a big thing to say.
No,
like,
yeah.
I know it's just Taylor Swift. Like, I know. But like, I liked every song. And that doesn't happen a lot with a lot of albums for me. So.
Well, and that hasn't happened with Taylor in a years. Like, I just feel like it's been a long time since I've liked multiple songs on her
Right.
album.
Yeah.
It's been years since I've liked a full album of hers.
Yeah.
Too. And maybe it was just like I couldn't relate to the things she was singing about.
It
like,
was just,
It just seemed very like poppy
fake. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
she had lost her own voice
Yeah.
and she was trying to cater to the masses. And I
Yeah.
think this was just like, you know what? She released it randomly. I think quarantine was like her time to just be like, you know what? I'm going to do me.
Yeah. Well, and that's with her. Like, have you guys seen her Netflix documentary? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I know it's been a while since that has come out. I think it was like a year ago or maybe even longer than when that came out.
No, it was a couple months ago.
Was it really?
I don't
Yeah.
know. 2020 is
Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. That was my leg.
It was like
Miss
2019.
Americana, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like
Okay,
the
then
end of
maybe it was.
2019.
All right, but that documentary changed my view of her.
Yeah.
Until, I mean, and now I'm excited to hear this, because before that, I just thought she was another celebrity that just kind of let fame get to her and was just doing what what her fans wanted, nothing that was actually hers. That's just what it seemed like, because, like, the poppy fake. But after watching that documentary, I was actually excited to hear what she was going to have come out. So I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, she's a very intelligent woman.
Yeah.
So, kind of shifting.
Yeah.
Speaking of people like using their platforms for good, last week was kind of a hard week because I feel like we as a society lost like some amazing people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to take the time to say like rest in peace to Naya Rivera, to John Lewis, who was a representative, House of Representative?
Yeah.
Or was he a
He
was a congressman.
Yeah.
And then Reverend C.T. Vivian, who was also a civil rights leader. They all tragically passed away last week. But from that, don't know if you guys heard, but like here in our area, we have a high school that has historically gone by a Confederate leader's name. And just yesterday, the county that we lived in, or that we do live, not past live in, we live in it
Currently.
voted to change the name of the school to, I believe it's going to be John
R. Lewis.
Oh, John
Yeah.
R. Lewis.
Yes.
Which
Full
is just,
name.
Full name.
I'm so excited.
I'm really
I'm
happy
happy
about it.
I'm
Like,
so excited.
I
And I hope that they give funding to that school
That's
to
what I was
actually
gonna
get
say.
it like redone.
Yeah.
I knew it's one of the schools in the county that I'm not saying it's the worst. It's not. I just think if you walk in, there's definitely things that students and teachers that are directed to that school could benefit from.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think it could definitely use that, and I hope it definitely gets like some, just like what, not like foundation. What am I thinking?
Funding.
Funding,
And, like,
sponsoring. I don't know. Like
What is it called?
something.
Renovations?
Renovations. Yeah.
I hope that they get it redone because
their last biggest one was their turf field.
right,
And
and
it wasn't
I mean,
even the inside of the school; it was their field.
right, and that can also just like go back to like if you
A lot of other things.
Yeah, I mean, like
Definitely.
if you look at the student population, it's primarily minorities, and it's interesting that they like redid the
Outside.
sports field,
Yeah, but not the actual education part.
right? Like our high school was redone, and we had like smart boards and laptops and all the whistles and bells, and then it's like this high school is
all they got.
neglected and
Yeah.
named after a Confederate leader. Like
Yeah.
it just didn't really make sense. So I hope that this is like a step in the right direction.
Definitely.
I
And
hope
they
so, too.
they also decided to in Fairfax County. Oh well, okay.
Oh, I think they know we live in Fairfax County.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've talked about it.
in Fairfax County, they also decided to change the holiday for the student holiday in October from Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples
Yep.
Day,
Which I
is
love.
also exciting
I know.
and a step in the right direction, I think, but hopefully more to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And throwing it to DC, the Washington Redskins is no longer the Washington
they change it?
Redskins.
It is now, okay, I'm under the impression it's just the Washington.
I don't know, I just saw Ryland's post and I was like,
oh, you see, yeah, from what he told me, I feel like that's the name.
It's just Washington.
It's just Washington. Which is kind of, in a way, Ryland explained, he's like, it's kind of cool because it's our football team. Like, and we are the capital of the U.S. Like, why do we need to have... Like we are Washington, the U.S.
Like they were thinking like Red Wolves, and Noah was like, I don't like the Red Wolves. Like,
I like the Warriors, because then you could, if you guys
Yeah.
could see what I'm doing right now,
But
you'll get it. Washington Warriors.
So she's holding up threes.
To make
and
W's.
she has her mouth as an O, so it says wow.
Oh, I don't know. No,
I don't like that.
I don't like that. When I think of Warriors, I think of Golden State. So like I just like can't disassociate from my man Clay, you know.
Guys,
Whatever.
I'm a freaking idiot. I was about to be like, Clay Aiken?
No,
I'm over here like, who's Clay?
Clay Thompson. The
Basketball.
the
I was
light
like,
of my
wait.
life.
When did Clay Aiken start playing
I
basketball?
mean, Clay Aiken's been, you know, just doing his thing. But yeah, I mean, like, we've had some really good news, and, like, it's a step in the right direction, excuse me, and it feels like some, like, what's the word? Like,
Progress?
proud.
Oh,
like, progress
excuse
and
me.
proud to be in, like, a county where they are taking some responsibility. Like, I know a name is not going to change everything, but I do hope that it's in the right steps.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely a lot more that needs to be done, but I'm glad that they are making steps in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you guys hear the story about Clifton?
No, what happened in Clifton?
I feel like I know the story.
My mom was telling me about it, that the Supreme Court Justice,
There it is. Yep.
Thompson, the black Supreme
Yeah.
Court Justice, his wife, so Clifton, the city, decided to put up a big sign. I think it's a sign. It's like, welcome to Clifton where Black Lives Matter.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And they put it up. The mayor and the city council decided to like put it up. And his wife, who is not black, she like made a whole post about how it like needs to be taken down and how
The
like
wife of the mayor?
no, of the Supreme Court Justice. So like her husband is a black man.
No, okay, so yeah, I am following you then.
Yes,
And she's white.
Yes, and she made a post that like Black lives don't matter, or that like they need to take the sign down because all lives matter.
Oh, got it. She's one of those. Got it.
Which is, but
Wow, that is
And when my mom told me that,
how do you stay married to someone like that?
I was just shocked, like the audacity.
yeah.
Like,
And to add to,
Wow,
for those who,
that's-
Clifton is a very small
It's
little
super
town
small.
in Fairfax County.
Wealthy.
It is a wealthier area. You got $1 million homes down there. Clearly, you got a chief
Lots
justice
of land.
living in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is a very small town, but it's very cute. It's nice. Like, I wouldn't say.
It's very historical though.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I walk dogs
But-
around there in the summers, and like they have old houses there that are
Yeah.
still standing, and like they have a lot of history there.
and like the old town, I don't
Part
know
of
if they
it.
call it Old Town, but
Yeah.
like the little like city part of it where
The
where
street,
the
one street.
Yeah,
With the
where
train.
the ice cream place is.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like very like old school.
Very,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
There's literally
rich.
one main street. Like, that's
Yeah.
all I can tell you. Like, there's
Yeah.
one main street.
Yeah.
And there's, like, a pub, like I said, an ice cream place.
Yeah.
An Italian place. And I think that's it.
Oh, and a coffee place.
Oh, and a coffee place. But it's a lovely little place. Definitely go visit. But it is a very big deal to, like, it's a
is.
big thing that it's, like, really? Like, for someone to say that.
I don't know. I
Like,
was just
and do that, and your husband be black. Like...
Audacity and
And
the
how
hate.
does he feel though? Like he has it makes me wonder what his thoughts are about it.
right. Like
How do you
I
love
can
and
only-
support your husband?
right, because I mean, okay, I try to take a step back and understand. And the only thing that I can think is that she's saying that like everybody's life matters. I guess that's what she's trying to say, but it's like everybody's life can't matter until Black lives matter. Like
Yep.
right now in the United States, there is a civil rights movement that's going on that's saying that like just because the Civil Rights Act passed back in the 60s doesn't mean that like everything, that racism is gone.
Yep.
And that we, as a younger generation, want change. Like, we're tired of it. It's ridiculous. And policies need to change to make sure that that all lives matter. But right now, every single life doesn't matter. And so I can only imagine that since she felt so bold to post it, that he must be on the same page as her, which is also just like really sad and upsetting.
Yeah. Because like he must be sacrificing a part of him to just.
But then it just like makes me
appease his wife.
But it makes you wonder too. I'm not saying it's not that, but what if it's what if it is the opposite, that, or like what Deani's saying is he does believe that.
He does believe in that fully.
Like,
I guess that's just like hard
and
to
he gave her the okay. Like who knows? But it does make you sit back, like what we're doing, and just makes you wonder.
But it makes me wonder if he's doing that just to like that's like how he's gotten ahead. So he's just like, this is what I know. This is how I do it. So I can get a better life, a better this, that, Yeah. So it's like accustomed to it because of society. I don't know.
I mean, I think that also just brings like a bigger topic, which I wanted to talk to you guys about, which is like people using their platforms, or like anyone really just like getting on social media and saying like really messed up crap, and then getting mad when like people don't agree with them in their family. Because like, let's say he doesn't agree with her, like, I don't know how they're still married.
Like, how does it go?
I don't get it.
I mean, I've told y'all, I've been having, I don't want to say issues. I will say disagreements. I will say some words going back and forth with people on Facebook. About a multitude of things right now that somehow politics it has to be a side. But I'm having a hard time, like, just swallowing my pride and like not fighting them as much as I want to. Like, I do it to a point where I know this is how much I can handle, because if I do any more, it's like it's not going through, and I feel like wasting my breath. But it's like, that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop posting, but I couldn't imagine, like I said, I'm having a hard time with my own family. So if it was my spouse, it'd be a whole nother level.
Like, I don't know, even when you were like talking to us about the conversations that you've had to have with like family members who don't agree with like the way that you believe, I like can't even imagine that, because I haven't had that experience at all. And also like conflict like really stresses me out. Like, I sweat so much. Like, it really just like like oops, sorry, my water bottle. Conflict, it's like one thing for me to like debate with somebody that I don't know in a
constructive
way, but for like somebody who has known me my entire life, or for somebody who like calls themselves family, a family friend, whatever, to like attack me for wanting the best for all humans. And if I see humans that are being like neglected, I want to stand up for them. I want to call out hatred. And if like somebody that I know like disagrees with me and then like makes it personal and like starts attacking me, like, I just really don't think that I'd be able to handle that.
Yeah. Well, and that's where it's like sorry, I completely zoned out there with what I was going to say. So you just continue. I think
it is difficult because, like, we had said, like, previously that it's really important that you have the conversations with people. Like, they are difficult, and I think it's important that you have conversations with people that aren't on the same wavelength as you, because if I'm just like saying my thoughts to like say Noah, like, we're on the same page, so like not much is like change is happening. We're just agreeing with one another, and like that does feel good. You feel validated, but you're not making any significant like change. Or cause to like the movement. But I know like with run-ins that I have, it's really difficult because like I don't agree with a lot of things that they may say to me, but I still present it in a way that's like respectful. And what I've noticed is that a lot of the times it turns heated and it starts to become an attack on my character, what I believe. Like, I've had terrible things been like, oh, well, you don't care about your Spanish friends or your Asian friends. Like, now you're a hatred person, not me. I'm not the one that's hating, because I'm over here embracing all lives and you just love Black lives. And it's like, it's
that's
like to deconstruct that, it's like I sit there and I'm like, I can't even believe like I have to deconstruct that to you, because that's not what I'm saying at all. And so like keeping your like anger and your...
I think that's exactly like where I was getting at.
Yeah.
That is just
it's
like...
hard because...
You're taught to be respectful to elders, and it seems like a lot of the people I'm getting in disagreements with are older than me. So as much as I want to fight tooth and nail to get what I believe across, and for them to just take it and like also believe and agree, and it not happening, it's very hard for me to back down and just like you said, just realize, okay, like, I don't.
And like some of the conversations like haven't even been with elders. They're like maybe 5-8 years older than me. Like you're not an elder, and it's like I'm not coming at this in a hostile way. Like I am so adamant on my beliefs and my morals, and I'm not presenting them in a way to make you feel bad about yourself. I'm trying to like present a new idea. Maybe you've never heard of this. Maybe you've never thought about it like that. You don't have to agree with me right off the bat. Go home, think about it. You don't even have to tell me if it changed your opinion. But like planting the seed of knowledge can help. And like, you know, sometimes when people get prideful, they're not likely to like send you a text or be like, hey, you really changed my mind. But you can still do that. What baffles me is that like, when it becomes such a hostile situation, I'm like, okay, this is important to me, but like, I'm not about to let you just disrespect me, because I'm walking away. I've said what I need to say. It's just crazy, and you almost want to be like, you're just being mean to me, to everybody, like, and it's like, how do you get through to those kind of people? But then if you don't even make an effort, then nothing's gonna change. It almost feels like stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like that saying, that's like exactly how I feel when I'm talking to these people.
Well, and that's where, even with like that saying, the 1 step forward, 2 steps back, we're making the changes that we all want to see with, you know, school name changes and, you know, like that plaque coming down. But then it's like whenever you have the conversation with people and it's like, it's still not getting through some of y'all's heads, that change is coming. It's happening. So get on board, or it's like, personally, I do think just shut the fuck up.
Well, I almost feel like that's kind of how it's going to be. It's like these changes, I think they are going to come. Do I think they're going to come quickly? Unfortunately, no. I don't think that's how things work. But I do think that with this movement, like with this new civil rights movement, like things come out of big movements. Like we have seen that that's been documented, and it's not an easy process. It's not a quick process. And no offense, like you either get on board or you don't. Like I don't like know how else to explain it. Like
it's basic human rights.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, come on, it's civil rights. It's just basic human rights. So it's
like that's, I think that's where I get frustrated. I was just telling Megan and Gabby before we started recording that like I got off of Facebook for almost 2 years, and then I got it back, and like in the 3 months that I've had it back, mentally I have felt like I don't know. I felt like I've like aged like 15 years. Like it's just,
it can be really toxic.
It's so, Facebook is toxic as fuck. Like I just, you give people the internet, the worldwide internet, and a keyboard.
Everyone becomes a freaking knowledge professor.
Right. Everybody thinks that they're God.
Thank you.
It is insane. And like when I hear arguments, I am a Christian, and like when I see people use like the Bible or use religion to spew and spread hatred, it makes me so angry, because it's like, how are you going to say that we are like the same, that we practice the same religion? Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to follow the word and spread love, and you're over here trying to spread hate by using the word as a weapon. Like it frustrates me. It pisses me off. I don't have anything else to say. Mic drop.
I mean, you guys know I'm like super spiritual, and that's my biggest problem with religion. It's a lot of like, we love a certain subgroup of people. If you don't fall into it, sorry, that's not my problem. I just like take such difficulties with that, because I've seen it like affect many members of my own family, and now many members of my friends, you know? So it's just, I don't know.
No, that I think is the biggest thing with some family members that I'm having, that it's like, I feel like I've had my whole life going to Sunday school and, you know, even just church every Sunday, and hearing priests and deacons and, you know, nuns and all these people just saying stuff, and it's like how things people should be and how to treat others, and then it's like, again, going back, it's basic human rights what we're talking about, and like what people are fighting for, and how protesters are being treated and talked about, and it's like, really? Mm-hmm. Like, you're still going to go to church on Sunday, but on Monday you're going to come and start talking shit about all these people who literally just want people not to die brutally from cops and be treated unfairly. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I rose my voice a little bit there. I got very angry. Like, the table shook, y'all. But it's like, it blows my mind to hide behind God whenever it's like...
Benefits
God,
you.
Yes.
Yep.
It's just frustrating because God doesn't want people being pepper sprayed. God doesn't want people being choked out for a $20 bill to buy cigarettes. Like, you cannot... I just think it makes no sense. It makes no sense. So whenever I got told to me 2 weeks ago that separate thing, that I don't believe in marriage, and then I don't believe in the church or the Catholic faith. And it's like, I'm not saying that's a valid, like 100%, but it's going back that it's like, how can we go with a religion and, you know, just continue whenever it's like the people within it don't even believe.
They don't practice what they preach.
Yes, like I know I'm keep continuing to say this, but it's like my mind, I'm just so frustrated. And I'm continuously hearing what certain people in the family are saying, and I'm over it.
And it's like, don't be a hypocrite. Don't. Okay, this is another problem that I have with the boomers on Facebook, is that these were our Sunday school teachers. They taught us to treat everybody with love and kindness and to welcome everybody, and all these rules that I like literally live by. It's my moral code. To treat everybody with kindness. Can I be a bitch sometimes? Yes. But at the end of the day, I have a good heart. Yeah. I have a good heart. Then to have these same people who like taught you these things go on Facebook and say that a certain subset of people's lives don't matter, that everybody's lives matter. And even though this group of people is being mistreated, everybody's life still matters. It's like, make it make sense.
It doesn't.
They're literally saying 1 + 1, like...
Yeah. Oh! It's so... infuriating.
And stop, what's the word? Like, dismissing our...
Overlooking, yeah.
Yeah, and like overlooking us and saying that we're so young. Because like...
I'm so sorry. Taylor Swift just said in a song today, she said, people... I just heard it, but they saying when you're young, people think you're stupid.
Yeah.
And that's just not the case.
No. I mean,
you know why people say young people are stupid? Because you're not following the old ways and the old thinking patterns, and you're not conforming to their ideas. And so to them, it's rejection, and it's taking away like their narrative of their entire life, and so it makes them feel insecure.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say.
No, you know what? If we were to, speaking of children, if we were to talk about Britney Spears' post last night, did you guys see it?
No, I didn't.
Okay, Britney Spears.
Yeah. I kind of want to get a little bit into not pop culture, but just like
some other stuff that also
There's been a lot happening.
Yeah.
A lot of important stuff too, like in the media. So, okay, start with Brit.
Okay, so Britney Spears made a post. I think it was last night or a couple of days ago. Okay. And in the post, she said, maybe Megan can pull it up and we'll be able to like read the caption. But she said that like children, a lot of older people think like children are dumb. I don't want to misquote it. It was a good point. And it was just saying that like people say that children are like naive and young and blah, blah, blah. And in fact, it's the older people who are wrong, and that like children are the only humans that like truly live their life like following their heart and not their head. Like they truly lead with love and kindness. That's true. And I probably totally butchered the way that she said it.
You got it.
But like that really stood out to me at 2 a.m. this morning when I saw it.
Here's why: because children, like there's been studies, when you show a child, a white child and a black child, and you say, what's the difference? They're like, one's a boy, one's a girl. They don't see race. They don't see color yet. And while I do think it's important that we do acknowledge our differences, there's something in the beauty of simplicity with children because they don't harbor any hate. unless they've been taught it, in my opinion. I think racism and hate is taught. And so I think that is a very important thing, is like children just see love if they experience love within their own home.
Right.
Like there's a lot of things. And I think that's a really great point. And I think that's why children, like when people reminisce on their childhood, it's like, oh my God, I was so carefree. I had so much fun. Like, you know, circumstantial, of course. But, and it's for that reason, because you're not, like we just said, like, we didn't realize there was so much shit happening. Like religion is now putting into politics. Politics is now everywhere. It's like, you would think it's a human rights matter, but now it's become like a political thing. And it is, in a way, like related, you had just explained to me that it is a political thing. But as a child, you don't see that.
And you know what? You saying that literally just makes me think, like, when I've talked to you guys and I've been like, oh my gosh, like, I just wish I could go back to being a kid. Like, ignorance was bliss.
Yeah.
And it's not.
That's it.
It's literally not even that, like, ignorance is bliss. It's just that, like, my world wasn't led by hatred. It was literally like
and ignorance.
Right. Like me as a person, like I was fueled by love. Like I didn't want to see the differences in everybody else. I wanted to treat people with just kindness
and respect.
And I just wanted to have fun. And nobody wants to have fun anymore. Everybody just wants to put people down.
Yep.
Very true.
And it's been like that since the start.
And it's upsetting.
It is.
It's upsetting me and my homegirls because we feel like, well, damn, if you can't go to Bella Noche's, then where the hell could you go?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I just felt like I had to say that because you're...
No, I know.
But another pop culture topic, or did you have anything else to say on the topic of, like, fighting with family members?
No, I mean, I think that was about it. I know, like I said, I got a little aggressive there. I got a little frustrated. But it's just, it's definitely just disheartening because you think so highly of people and, you know, they're role models. I mean, a few of these people that are posting stuff, like they were a father figure to me at some point. You know, I have my dad, but it's like they were more present. And so hearing what they have to say is just, like I said, disheartening. And it makes me wonder, what are your views on other things? Because I feel like it's just going to crush me even more.
Yeah.
But at the end of that, it's just something I'm not dealing with, but trying to like grow from, react differently, you know, still trying to make the change trying to make the positive changes that are happening, like be a part of it and do as much as I can with being a stay-at-home mom. So I just got to continue doing that and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, like, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Gianni, but I just want to say, like, I think what you're doing is really admirable. It's not an easy job, and it's not just for the Black community to use their voice and to, like, be like, hey, let me tell you what's fucked up about the system. It's people like you and me. We have to use our voices, too, especially me being a white woman. Yeah. Like, I'm part of the majority, so it's like, I can't just rely on you guys to use your voices and express your oppression.
Yeah.
You can always come and vent to us. You can vent on the podcast.
Oh, thank you.
But take your time. Like, if you feel like it's too much, it's okay to walk away for a couple of days and deactivate and come back. The fight is going to be for a while. So you got to take your time. You got to recharge.
And I think, you know, I'll end it on this. And I think that's like such a valid point, you know, with just how Deani was talking about how toxic Facebook is. I am going to take a break for a little while. I think it's been getting to be a little bit too much. But I think the biggest thing with just why I started confronting, or, you know, I guess confronting is just such a negative word, but confronting family on Facebook if they post something or that's off, or if they say something to me and I just go back. I had a family member who is, you know, Hispanic. Her husband is Black, and I had posted something on social media or on Facebook that I think it was actually the beginning whenever George Floyd had just passed away, and a lot of the protests were beginning, and it was just one of those memes or video, if you guys saw, that was like every state and the countries that all these protests were at, and it just like, you know,
was flashing.
It was flashing all the states, places. Anyways, she actually on my post came to me and thanked me for posting about it.
See?
But on another note, I did want to like briefly talk to you guys. I know that we're almost at our hour mark, but I did want to briefly talk with you guys just about like mental health, more specifically regarding like Kanye.
Yeah, because we kind of went in last episode.
Yeah. And then he actually went and had a rally in South Carolina. And I mean, the clips that I saw of the rally, like, he said some things that I felt were dangerous. Like, sorry, it took me a minute to like think of the word, but like dangerous, really. Like some of the things that he said, I really don't want to repeat them because it's not true. But then he also made a statement regarding his children with Kim Kardashian, and actually vocalized that when he was talking about, I believe it was like Planned Parenthood and abortion, he talked about how like his father didn't want him and wanted to get him aborted, but his mother like saved him, and then he wanted to abort North and Kim saved her, and then he started crying. And I don't know, I just felt like from a child's perspective, like to hear your parent like
go grow up hearing that
publicly say that, like, sucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And to call your grandma, her grandma, Kris Jenner, he associated her with the
Kim Jong-un.
Thank you, North Korea dictator.
Gosh. Yes.
I will say the Kanye was kind of funny about Corey Gamble.
Oh, at first I did not know who he was talking about. I was like, who the heck? And I thought that he was trying to say like an essential oil or something like that. Like chamomile. Like, I didn't know what he was talking about.
The things he's tweeting are like so erratic, and like I understand when you read it, you're like, this is like hilarious, but like it's really actual thing that's happening to Kanye right now is so sad, and like it's so harmful, like not only for his family but also for him, because you know when he's gonna come down from this manic episode, he's gonna be fully depressed, and these like tweets and like this media coverage that's been happening, it's not gonna help him. And like I was really like I'm not surprised, but like impressed that Dave Chappelle like flew out and like checked in on
because that's what friends do.
That's what friends do. And this kind of goes not off topic, but this is besides his mental breakdown. And something that really bothers me, which I've noticed like a trend in the media, but also just like with the Kardashians, but just in general, I'm going to generalize this. It's like really bothering to see like people blame women for men's actions and like completely remove these men from being accountable for their own actions. And like this is a big deal with me. Like I'm not blaming Kanye in this sense, but and I'm just going to use the Kardashians because that's what we're talking about, but I'm just like tired of like women are like not put on this earth to heal men and to like help them get over their past traumas. And it's like really disheartening to see like Kanye is going through this because Kim's not a great wife. She shows her body. She's not there for him emotionally, physically, like, or, you know, Lamar Odom lost his whole basketball career because Khloe Kardashian wasn't enough, or Scott Disick is this way because Kourtney, and Caitlyn Jenner became a woman because Kris Jenner didn't show up enough. Like this whole narrative that the media paints around women, especially the Kardashians and the men in their lives, it's so disgusting to me. And like this is besides like Kanye's mental breakdown, because that is something that's so serious, but I'm just talking about like in general society being like it's the woman who has to pick up the slack. Like I think everyone was waiting for Kim to make a statement, and when she did, they were like, well, finally she said something, but like it's not really her place to even give us anything.
Yeah,
right. And I think that that's part of the problem with our society, amongst many other things, is that like, okay, so she's a mother first, and I did see some people like speaking out, and at first when she wasn't saying anything, like I was kind of like, why are you gonna like co-sign him running for president, and then like you're not there as a wife when he has like a literal breakdown on stage? Like I was really angry, and like people who know me know that I am like a ride or die Kim Kardashian fan. Like I have loved her since the very first episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians aired in 2007. Like I have loved her, and I was like texting you guys, and I was like, guys, I'm pissed, like blah blah blah. And I had to take a step back and really talk to myself and be like, one, I'm not entitled to know anything about what she's doing with her time right now. But two, I think it's really messed up that the media is taking this man, like this black man who is having a mental health crisis, and in turn taking the focus off of the fact that he is having a mental health breakdown, he needs help, and they're making it a story about what type of wife she is and what this family is doing, and it's like that should not be the focus. No. The focus should be, everybody should be sending prayers and being like, he clearly needs help. Like, this is a cry for help.
Exactly.
Like, in a sense, like, Kanye can't really be held responsible for his actions he's taking right now because he is going through a manic episode. But, like, when I was speaking, I was just speaking, like, in a general term. Like, you know, when Scott Disick goes crazy, they're like, well, that's because Courtney doesn't sleep with him. Like, they have separate rooms. It's like, she does that because of his actions. Like, he's a grown man. Like, he doesn't need to be going out partying in Vegas. So, like, aside from the Kanye thing, it's so sad. Like, this is a really hard story to watch, and it's just, like, I can't believe people are making jokes out of this.
Yeah, I think it's the jokes that are frustrating to me because, okay, on one hand, he clearly has a desire to run for president.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. Yeah. I think that we've seen, like we said last episode, what it's like to have a celebrity in the office. It's not a good thing for really anyone. Yeah. But two, I don't know where I was going
but like
with this.
Kim even said this, like, he's going through mania right now, and that's why he thinks he wants to become the next president. And like she said, to him, as delusional as it sounds, that's his reality right now. And to deal with that is really extremely hard because you're trying to be like, okay, yeah, babe, like, okay, like, but like, let's get some help. But then the problem is he's not a minor. You can't really help him unless he wants help himself. I mean, it's such a difficult situation, and you have to take into account the 4 children. Like, you don't know how erratic his behavior is, so it makes sense maybe why she is not around him right now. And I just can't imagine the stress you must feel because, like, that's your husband, you love him, like, you want the best for him, but, like, how do you help him? You don't know what to do.
Especially when he's
accusing her of cheating.
Right, which was not true.
So you have to put down your own emotions right now.
Exactly.
When you're getting spammed on, basically,
and publicly like
shamed.
Yeah. And I keep forgetting what I was going to say. Go ahead, Gabby.
Sorry. Oh, I wasn't.
Oh, were you about to say anything? Okay. Sorry.
He was like, I'm just here to listen.
I'm actually listening. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So people are like, instead of focusing on like the real problem at hand, like the real change that needs to happen within this country, which does include like mental health. People are making a joke out of this, and it's like distracting them. Like, guys, the election is literally in November. Like, that is not that like we are almost in August. Yeah. Like, that's not that far away. But then two is just like, I saw somebody like relate what's happening with Kanye to Britney Spears, and they were like, oh, Kim needs to do what happened to Britney Spears and put a conservatorship on him. And then Kanye was tweeting like, Kim was trying to bring a doctor out here in 5150. Is that what it's called? 5150? Yeah. And I mean, I agree with Kim that she needs to go out there and try to clearly get him some help, because I just feel like this is like a public cry for help. But then two, did you guys see Halsey tweet about bipolar?
I did. She didn't directly say anything about Kanye, but but you knew it was like a little sublet there.
No, but when she was saying that, like, even if you don't agree with what he is saying, to then turn around and use his mental health as a joke is messed up. And that's why a lot of people who have mental health disorders or suffer from mental health issues are afraid to address it, don't want to go on medication because of the negative stigma that's associated with it. Like, who wants to be made a joke of?
No. And I just, like, I'm so scared for when he does come down from this high, like, not like a high, but a mania episode. No. It's gonna be a dark, dark place. And, like, that's what I don't think people are understanding about this.
Mm-hmm.
And to think, I'm so sorry, but saying that, it's like, Kim knows it's coming.
Yeah, because she's been there.
She's been there.
Someone has to be there to help pick him back up.
When people want to say, oh, she's trying to lock him up. No, she knows it's coming, and she's not with him. Like we just said, he's in Wyoming.
Yeah. And she's in California.
And she's in LA, or wherever the hell they live.
Calabasas. I'm pretty sure he just dropped an album today. Donda or something.
I'm sorry,
Oh, did he really?
I thought that's what he announced, that he was going to drop an album this weekend. And so a part of me, I wonder if he doesn't take his meds because he feels like it hinders him.
Well, he said that publicly.
Oh, okay.
He said that it hinders his geniusness.
Yeah. And that's
I thought it was
because,
just
like,
his like creativity.
Okay,
It
I'm like, I didn't hear geniuses, but
his
interesting.
creativity is genius. Like
Sorry,
it hinders him, he says. And like, I mean, I've talked to people who have not bipolar.
He hasn't been on his meds for about 2 years, though.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
And I've talked to people not who have bipolar, but who suffer from depression and anxiety and other mental health concerns. And like, they have told me that like the medication does make you feel like
hazy.
Yeah, like you're not like all there.
Zoned out.
Right. And then when they feel good, they're like, okay, like I'm good. I don't need my medication anymore. And mental health, it doesn't just affect, I'm going to end it here. Mental health doesn't just affect the person, it affects their entire family. Yeah. And I think that people really need to treat this with grace rather than... a little bit
more respect.
Yeah. Rather than making a joke out of it.
Because definitely respect their privacy at the same time, too. Like,
Well, I did hear that Kim is not allowing them to film the children right now and has not allowed them to film anything with Kanye because she does not want it to be on the next season.
There you go.
I think that's good. For Kim. I think it's good.
I truly like believe Kim is doing everything in her power that she can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I just don't like that a lot of the blame is falling on her.
Yeah.
But
because it's not it's not a simple situation to be in as people were thinking it is. Mm-mm. But
and sorry, I'm just gonna say one more thing because like I feel like there are a lot of people who are like, oh well, they should just get a divorce, and like I just feel like people who have mental health illnesses deserve to still have love too, and still deserve to like have a partner. And so like clearly she loves him, and
through sickness
and health.
Just because you have a mental health disorder does not make you unlovable, does not make you alone, it does not make you any less of a person. We all have our own struggles that we have to deal with. Some are more harder than others, but that doesn't make you any less of a person. And for Kanye, unfortunately, the only way to really like that seems to be working for him is when he's on medication. Mm-hmm. Also, just to relate this back, Britney Spears was diagnosed with bipolar disorder too, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so thought that was an interesting parallel.
Yeah.
What an
episode. We literally talked about so much.
But, so y'all, on that note, it's the end of the episode. So here I go. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Share our podcast with your closest friends, and also feel free to follow us on social media. You can follow me at Gabby Colasso. Oh, damn it, I messed it up. At Gabby Colasso. Whatever. Go ahead, Megan. What's yours?
You can follow me at Hey It's Megan. Also, I just want to like give a little shout out, more of a sad shout out. The Basement Yard, my favorite podcast. One of the co-hosts is leaving, so I just want to say I love you, Danny. I'll miss you.
Oh, wow.
I know, I'm so sad. Okay.
You guys can follow me at Life of Diani, and you can follow us as a podcast at Sippin' Through Life on Instagram.
Boom. Till next time, sippers.
Bye.
See you guys.